So it's cold, it's wet, it's starting to get dark, and I've chosen today to go out with a set of clubs that would never be recommended for a mid-handicap golfer. I'm testing out a set of tailor-made P7MBs, 2020 version, and I'm even throwing in a 2-iron, which is a Titleist U505, just for fun. I guess the first big question is why? Well, there's a number of reasons. I think firstly, I just love them, the way they look. I think they're awesome clubs. Secondly, because this year I really want to work on my ball striking, and I feel like these type of clubs make me really focus on hitting the right kind of shots. And lastly, I am willing to give up some distance if that means I can hit more greens, get better dispersion, and I've always loved blade clubs when it comes to those little chip shots around the green. So this is a great example of the distance trade-off. It's a par 3, 165 yards, and I need to hit a 5-iron in this set to get myself pin high. But I have to say, once you get used to how to compress and hit these clubs well, they just feel unbelievable. And I've got no stats to back it up, but they definitely seem more accurate. So this is my second shot with the 2-iron, and to be honest, so far I think I've just been trying to hit it too hard. I didn't really like the feel off the face, and I wasn't getting the flight or the type of distance that I wanted out of this club. But the good thing about a 2-iron is even when you don't hit great ones, you never get into too much trouble. So this is the first big test with the bladed 4-iron. Ball below the feet, in a bit of rough, and here I'm just really focusing on trying to keep my arms soft, my wrists nice and whippy, and hitting down on it, taking a nice divot and just punching it back into the fairway. So by this point in the round, I'd really started to get some confidence with these clubs, and now at 100 yards out, I'm taking dead aim and really hitting down on this pitching wedge, going after the flag. On this tee shot, I really felt like I'd cracked the 2-iron. Instead of trying to go after it, I just tried to smooth it down the middle of the fairway. I got much better contact, a lower ball flight, and it seemed to really just fly up the fairway. This might be the best 2-iron I've hit for a long, long time. So I found, for me, the key to hitting these clubs well is keeping my arms nice and soft, my wrists really whippy with those heavier shafts, and just focusing on taking a nice divot and getting plenty of compression, and they really seem to come off the face well. I'm just practicing here, chipping a few balls onto the green from the side, and I seem to find with the heavier shafts, those little thin faces, it just gives me a lot of confidence that I can just let the club fall behind the ball, pop it up on the green and get a nice bit of rollout. So here's a great example of what happens when you switch off. With this swing, I went back to just trying to pick it off the tee, and it didn't work at all. It was a really weak flight. It just fell away to the right, and it barely went 150 yards, and you can hear the difference in the contact. I reload, and this time I just really focus on trying to compress that ball again, take a nice divot, and you can really tell the difference in the crisp strike. It also goes about 30 or 40 yards further down the fairway. I don't know if I'm just conning myself here, but With my old set, I used to really not like taking a full swing with a pitching wedge, but with this set, I feel like I can just go after it as hard as I want. I'm going to make good contact, and I'm just chasing down pins. This one's really nice and goes right over the top of the flag. If only I could putt as well, I'd start to look like a half-decent golfer. So I have to use a 5-iron on this tee shot instead of my normal 6-iron or even 7-iron. But I just focus again on trying to hit down, take a nice divot, and the shot works out really well. I might just be having one of those days where you hit it well and everything goes your way. I might not ever hit these clubs as well as I did today, but I'm going to persevere. I'm going to try a few rounds with them and see how I get on. Look, I don't have a perfect swing, far from it, but I really love hitting these blades, and I think they can help me shoot better scores. So we'll see. Catch up with you in the next video. Thanks for watching.